Hello, darlings, my beauties and beasts, and those in between. This is your girl Laura's Life on Ink. Welcome once again to Swallow Your Truth. Swallow your truth. Okay. I feel like I should have a professional literally make up my welcome song. How do you guys feel about that? Are you guys excited? Should I not do it? Am I not entertainment enough? Whatever. So y'all, it is like literally, where are we now? January 1st. Yes, we've made it to 2022. If those all you have, congratulate yourselves. Pat yourself on the back. You made it to the next year. Dun, dun, dun. I feel like every year going forward, there should be like a entry song too, right? You know, like how Superman. Wait. Spider-Man, whatever, every like hero has their own like entry music. I feel like if you if you make it and you pass it through the New Year, should be like you should have like a a customized like theme song. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to edit that out. Where are we? 1 minute and 23 seconds. I have to remember to edit it out. In most cases, I'll probably forget. Anyway, how are we doing? What's going on? Did you have celebrations? Did we go to parties? Did we meet new people? Are we dating? Are we still single? I literally promised myself I was not going to do any parties or fiestas since October. Right, but Halloween, ooh, and I kept that promise since then. And pardon me, y'all, winter allergies are not fun. So anyway, yeah, and I said nay, a positive nay. Wait, what? A positive negative? Well, you know what I mean, like a hard negative. Wait, what? A hard pass. That's what I'm trying to say. A hard pass. Forgive me. Sometimes I really do go through the jumbles of the English language. It's right. It's what happens when your mind is thinking at a million times per minute, and you have to adjust in real time. Okay. He has no parties for me. I mean, several invitations, and I said no, and no. For the simple fact that, yeah, I told you that Kobe keeps on having these babies, and this Omicron is just literally parting itself into, the coffin, and I'm not trying to do that. So that happened. Then, OMG, December 31st, Betty White died, y'all. Thank you for being my friend. Travel down the road and back again. My heart is down and it fell and I felt confident. If you could be in the party and then anyone you knew, you would see a better to me. Yeah, she joined I can't really remember that song. That show, Golden Girls, used to play on replay on, I think it's TV Land, if I believe. So, Betty White, she's joined the Golden Girls and the Pearly Gates. Alright, she's up there. And, mind you, she was 99 years old, just 17 days short of her 100th birthday, y'all. Like, right there. Right there. And then, reality and karma. Well, reality mostly. So that happened. I was pissed, first of all, because I love her. I think she's just so fun, so funny, so authentic, so cool, so chill, and real, and that's the kind of, I feel like I would definitely, out of all the Golden Girls, I would hang out with Betty White and or who played Blanche? I forgot who played Blanche. Blanche is pretty cool too. Or Sophia, the mother. I don't know about Dorothy. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, but they're all fun, right? Um, so that happened. I was quite pissed. I was quite emotional learning the news. But imagine being 99 and literally you had all these years to live, and you know, just life is good, and 17 days before your birthday. This is what I'm like saying. Live your life to your fullest, y'all. I know we have to work and contribute to capitalism, but live life to the fullest. Like literally, you just never know. You just never know. You know, time is not promised, and your life is not promised. Especially these days. Blech, womp womp. So that happened, and then a few days later, Sidney Poitier died, and then Bob Saget from Full House, y'all. Who remembers Full House? Um, I mean, Jesus, it's just like I remember reading the book Raising the Sun when I was in high school, and then watching the movie, and then also watching in black and white because my dad and I at the time when we were good, and we would watch black and white movies and classics, and he introduced me to Guess Who's Coming to Dinner with Sidney Poitier, and then so he's passed on to the pearly gates as well, and Bob Saget and well, so I was like, why time? Why couldn't just all go on? I guess it is what it is, but again, I say this, live life to your fullest, y'all. Like literally, do what you want to do now. Don't hold off, don't make excuses, etc. Just do it. Oh, OMG. Let's talk about Antonio Brown. Y'all know him. He's like an NFL player. And dude done lost his mind. Lost his mind. Okay? Apparently he's been having so many problems where Tom Brady, I guess he paid for the Patriots, and then the other teams or whatever. Anyway, so basically Brady Bashor's like, no, give him the chance, he's good, he's got this covered, he's alright. And then homie just walked out of the field, start stripping, okay, and walked out of the game. His teammates are calm down, take some Xanax. Not really, I don't know what they said to him, but chill out, take a breather. This homie had just made up his mind. He's deuces, took off his shirt, threw it in the stands, and then he just bloop, bye, peaced out, okay? But apparently also he had other issues that he had missed other games, and he faked a COVID vaccination card. So here I'm why? Don't go against those people because they have mental problems, and mental health is quite important. And if you're lost, you're lost, and that's it. Only you, the person, can get back to your normal self. I guess his demons are stronger and were stronger than the tunnel of enlightenment and the wanting to become a better person, or to work through those demons. So in one way I feel bad for him, in one way I don't, but most likely I definitely feel bad for him because I'm just damn, your demons literally won. You know what I mean? They won. And I know, according to my dad and my friends, he's he basically sealed his deal, when he walked out, and this is it. This is the end. He never can come back to the NFL, which is a bummer, because here you are, you go through high school and college, you get drafted and all this stuff, you get a deal, and all of a sudden, contract, and then, mental health is serious, and if you're going through life and you can't figure it out, and you just kind of give up on the recovery process. Maybe I think, I don't know, this is the result. Maybe you think like this is how life is going to be, or maybe it's just deeper and darker things that we don't know about. So I feel like part of me feels more what's a word? Sad for him, because his career is just down the drain, because he like literally just couldn't get it together. But then again, it's always up to the person to seek the proper assistance or resources to become a better person. Just get right. Right? So it happens. So I guess that's where we are. Let's see. So then, okay, y'all know I love tennis, if I've not mentioned it before. And also, guess what, too, in 2022 is a World Cup of soccer. Football, Futbol. Okay, I love soccer. I told you, and I've pretty much mentioned this before in my previous sessions, that I've missed several weddings, birthdays, bachelorette parties. What's the other important stuff in life? Bridal showers, baby showers. Because of soccer, I can't, and sometimes I feel bad that I'm missing. Sometimes I don't, because it's the World Cup. It's this year, but it's gonna be in November, which is usually like in October, the warmest months. But whatever, that thing called COVID, COVID. So yeah, that's probably why everything's like kind of pushed back. So then there's that. So then I'm getting excited about that. Now, here we are, and I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about Novak Djokovic, who I like to call Joko, and I can't. I have had the pleasure of interviewing him, and one day I'm gonna mention how that opportunity came through. But I did, and I think to me he was just so humble, so cool, so funny. Excuse me. And then to hear that he chose not to be vaccinated because he had a quote unquote immunocompromised thing, so he had to get a medical exemption as to why he could not get vaccination. Heartbroken, y'all. Okay. First of all, he's vegan, which is, I give him multiple kudos, because I am, and I'm just like, ha ha ha, I can still be vegan and play sports and whatever, and look lean and have protein, etc. I was pissed. Okay, your girl was pissed, because I'm like, damn. I understand the vegan standpoint, because I've had these arguments when I've transitioned, oh yeah, well, I'm vegan, my body's healthy enough to beat anything, so I don't need to put, synthetic crap with, whatever. I'm going to talk about that later, another session perhaps. But homie, Joko, is a tennis player who deals with the public and has to be exposed to the public, and he's co-teams and colleagues and teammates and whatever, and they refuse to get vaccinated. So down under, Aussie was like, well, we give you 3 chances and give us at least some documentation as to this, immunocompromised, medical exempt, as to why you cannot be vaccinated. Joko decided not to do it, and so now, God, oh my lord, he cannot. Okay, so it started out with him being asked to, not being asked, he was being requested to be deported because of their decision, right? Then I think he filed an appeal, and he won the appeal. And then fans of Joko were like, oh my god, yay, like, we love Joko, he won the appeal. But the Australian government was like, that's great, but still, y'all, the final gavel, that's my gavel noise, because you've refused to get vaccinated, because you cannot produce documents of this immunocompromised medical exempt, we cannot allow you to play in Australia and put other people in danger. And that includes, like, fans and, his teammates and his colleagues, right? So now the Australian government has decided that he will not be allowed to play in the Australian Open for the next 3 years. Take a moment. Can you imagine? 3 years. He's not allowed to step into Australia for the next 3 years. Mind you, your girl, the owner and the producer and the director of Swallow Your Truth, okay, has had visions of Grand Slams. And the Grand Slam it starts in Australia, and then it is, I believe, the French Open, then the which is called the Roland Garros, and then there is the Wimbledon, which is London, and then it ends in the US, in New York. And I've had visions and have had visualizations that I will participate in these in one Grand Slam, sequence by sequence by sequence, 1 year. So my favorite player, Joko, cannot play in Australia. Then it gets worse. I want to say French Open has now decided that they're gonna follow suit with the Australian rules. And then I believe Spanish Parliament, if I'm not correctly, let me see if I'm able to look this up before. This is like serious, y'all. Serious. Spanish Parliament, okay. Has decided, they're not going to let him play as well. So yes, Spanish government, I'm sorry, not the Parliament, government, he has to get vaccinated. And they're basically setting an example. So here we are. Can you imagine? Now I'm just gonna turn the tables. What if, like, Venus Williams decided to make this, like, selfish decision? What if he just, I don't know, Serena, or God, this is just far beyond my reach. But I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here, right? So anyway, what I'm trying to say is basically that he's banned from Australia, and I believe French Open is going to follow suit. So that means Wimbledon, might fall asleep, and I don't know what's gonna happen with the US Open with Joko. But I'm just shook because I'm like, man, this is a dude who has common sense. I love him. He's great on the court, but why, why, why? You know. So there's that. So that happened. I'm just still pissed. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's selfishness. I don't know. Maybe he does have a autoimmune disease. But then again, why can't you just provide documentation when it's being requested from you? Maybe it's entitlement. Where are we now these days, y'all? I don't know. So that happened. What else? Yo. And then my friend texted me that KFC came out with a vegan menu. Things to make you go, That's right. Things to make you go, Yeah. Obviously, I'm vegan, so I'm gonna maybe test it out. I don't know. Am I? I don't know. I have issues. But yeah, and that's it. That's what's really going on in 2022 thus far. And obviously things in politics and, I don't know. Do I want to continue talking about that? Of course I do. Things to make the world go round. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the world these days. It's like, you remember that show, like, Girls Gone Wild? And, like, whatever. Yeah, now it's, like, literally world gone wild. But not in a good way. Well, neither was Girls Gone Wild, because there's, like, exploitation of young females. And I don't condone that. But it's crazy. This world getting crack, and I don't know what to do. I don't know. I have no idea. It's like we're kind of operating on a what's gonna happen mode. There's no like, oh, let me be myself and be friendly and be accepting and all this stuff and go on my way to make people feel better. There's always going to be that one person who's just losing their shit because they feel entitled and therefore can control themselves and have to leash out. Okay, so much is going on. And then my friend was talking about, like, oh yeah, should I go back to Match and or eHarmony and whatever. And she's like, I've been avoiding it since COVID. Since then, and all of a sudden, watch this take me out when I go on dating. When on a date night. Sorry, I can't talk. Can you imagine? This is what you're thinking about now. Eventually, you have to kiss this person. Eventually, and then you have to guys do the naughty, the horizontal mambo. You know what I'm talking about. Sexy time. So, how the hell is that gonna work? I mean, like through PPE. I need to find out where I can find a full CDC like outfit. How much does that cost? Should I make my own stuff? Anyway, I really want to talk about something so positive, but for now, that was on my mind. I just feel like literally 2022 is already the longest. No, I'm sorry, January is already the longest month of 2022. That's what I meant to say. So, I don't know, we'll see. Do we have resolutions? Do we have promises of 2022? Do we have hopes and dreams? Can we share them? What do you want to do this year? What do you want to accomplish this year? Excuse me. I burp a lot. And then I forget to edit because like I get lazy because I'm just like, it's done. Like what are we doing? I have also tried to investigate a better microphone, but I think for now, I told you what happened with my other one, because clearly, like, just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's worth it. Yeah, so how are we feeling? How are we feeling about this? Like, so 2022 is supposed to be the year of the tiger in the Chinese New Year. Do we believe in astrology? Do we believe in mediums? Mind you, I read something where this, one, two, three, like, quote unquote mediums or psychics, whatever, actually predicted Betty White's departure from Earth into forever in the heavens. So I'm like, how do they know? But this thing was written, their articles and their predictions were done back in September of 2021. How? Right? It makes you wonder how. It makes you question. Life is so strange. So then you wonder, like, how is this, like, was this our blueprint? You know? I don't know. Was Omicron part of this? Or only COVID? So, this one, I think I cut myself when I'm cutting some cucumbers. Oh my lord, it's so sore. It's not sore, it's just the sanitizer. This is why I don't make resolutions anymore, because I just feel like just broken promises. I have to wake up and then make a daily, schedule of what I think I'm going to do, and also always include some sort of fun, because you just never know, because life is not that serious, right? Don't be so serious. No, why so serious, according to Joker? Because life really never ever happens the way you plan it to be, but I think you have to be open, but also know that maybe some obstacles are meant to be. I don't know. This is weird. Living is cool. Living is fun. Wake up in the morning is fun. Life is hard. Don't get me wrong. But I love the feeling of waking up. I just feel 2022, even though we have all these, hopes and dreams, inspirations, whatever, at some point, I don't know, we have to understand we don't have control over our lives. Hence Betty White, hence Sidney Poitier, hence Bob Saget, hence Antonio Brown, I don't know. I'm confused, help me understand what's going on. Alright, I think it's going to be a short little session, and I'm okay with that. I was probably kind of hoping for more, but I have to kind of dig deep and get into it and find out what it is I want my 2022 message to be for y'all, my lovies. So, yeah. Did it turn dark really quick? I was like so happy to record this, but I feel like like the light was like dimmed so quick. Listen, anyway, in the midst of it, I wish you guys Happy New Year and all the best. And until then, thank you so much always for stopping by and listening to Swallow Your Truth. And once again, I'm your girl, Laura's Life Inc. And yeah, we have many journeys to go through. and look forward to it. All right? All the best. See you soon. Kisses.